Come here, girl. Come on. Yeah, sweet girl. Sweet girl. Yeah, sweet girl. Hey guys, we got some projects to get done. Let's go. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rockin' Sea Homestead. My name is Lance. I want to welcome you to our channel. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, it'd be a perfect time to do that. That subscribe button's right down there in the corner. If you click on that, make sure you ring the bell so you get notified every time a video comes out. Would really appreciate that. But as the little intro said, we're going to do a couple chores today. Here on the homestead, there's always chores to be done 7 days a week. We're going to try to get a couple of them done today before it starts raining. We've had a few sprinkles already, so we better get after it and get this thing done. All right, so the first project we're going to do is install one of these goat feeders on the other side of this goat area. We have one here and we have one in the male area. And the goats really seem to like it. They don't waste food as much because we were doing them in little bowls or whatever you want to call them. And they just would spill them and they would just waste food. Now they're not wasting it and it's up off the ground, so it doesn't get wet or any of that kind of stuff. So it's just perfect. So like I said, we're going to put one just like this on the other side. All right, so we got this one done. I had to install a little bit different than the other one. Since this was on kind of a flat wall, we kind of created a separation in between the two areas here. But there was really nothing for this to kind of hang on. So I had to kind of put some fake 2x4 studs or supports in to hang a 2x4. And then once I got that on and screwed into this wood, then I could just attach this to the 2x4. And that thing's solid. I mean, we've had goats jump on it and they haven't tore it up yet. Fingers crossed they won't. But they've already been trying it out because it's about dinner time. We just need to bring out some food and they'll love it. So it seems to be the right height for them. That's the main thing when you're doing this. Just make sure you get to the right height. And we have a little bit of offset because that's on a little platform. But even down here, I think it's good, isn't it, girl? You want some food, don't you? You'll feed those babies? How many babies you got? How many babies? I don't know. I just want food, Daddy. I just want food, Daddy. Yeah. So even though we finished up our chore number 1, we're thinking about chore number 3, 4, 5, and 6. One of them is how are we going to separate this space for like a goat birthing area? So we have a fairly decent sized area, and kind of what we're thinking is at least splitting this up into 2 different areas, possibly 3. So for those goat owners that have goats, let us know kind of what you think. If it's too little of a space, too much space, whatever it may be. So I think what we're going to do is kind of cut this in half for sure and make this space 1, space 2, probably about a 4 by 4x4 space, something like that. And then possibly maybe making a third one right over here if we can, right where the little boy is here, and still give us enough space here to kind of come in and feed and take care of them. So let us know, is that too little of a space? We're not for sure. This is our first time goat birthing parent kind of deal. So we're trying to figure out a good spot for them and see if we can kind of keep them safe. All right, so now we're on to project 2, and gosh, I don't know when it was, probably back in during deer season, when Marcy and her sister did a project out here by themselves, and they created this little piece of wood with some hook and eye screws to kind of close down this door right behind us. We can kind of shut it halfway and keep the other one completely shut. Kind of keep wind and rain and cold weather and that kind of stuff. Just close it up a little bit more without completely closing them in. But these big boys just tear through those little hook and eye. So I ended up getting some big, like little screw-in hooks, and I got a little double clicky carabiner, not really a carabiner, but you know, little clips that go on both sides. So we're going to screw one of these into each side of the board, and then one of these will go on either side of the door, and then that will be able to hopefully secure this pretty tightly. So we'll see what happens. So we did the first part out here outside of the boys because they're just obnoxious and they will not leave us alone. As you can see, once we go in there, they will be all over us. So we try to do is, hey, 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 it's not banjo practice. Okay. So as I was saying, so we try to do as much of the stuff as we can out here, and then be in there for a limited amount of time doing projects because, like I said, these guys get on you and they just won't stop. So what we're going to have to do now is take this in, drill a couple holes into the door, screw this in, and then it should work and it should be good to go. So let's find out. Whew, we finally got it done. No help to you, buddy. I know you're trying to help, but you're not helping. Really, you're not. You're not helping at all. Pretty blue eyes. So, hopefully this is going to be a little bit stronger. I don't know if it was just too tight for them and they were wrestling to get out or whatever the case was, but this should hold. If not, it's going to break the door. So. Now since we're done with these boys, and you just want some lovin's in it, we're gonna go in and give you guys an update on our chicken salad bar. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put a card right up here so you guys can take a look at it. The ryegrass. Hey, Hank would not appreciate you messing up his shirt. The ryegrass and the clover is really coming in really well. Even throughout the real snowy period we had them inside, and they're doing really well. So we're going to show you that real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So in our last video, when we talked about making a salad bar for our chickens, we planted some rye, and this is the rye. And you can see it's coming up over the edge. So this is just about ready to go out. It's good. Now the clover actually sprouted first, but it's taken a little bit longer to come up, and there's some bare spots. But I think part of it is just trying to break through some of the dirt. It's kind of clogging it up. So we're going to see how this turns out here in a couple more days, and see if we need to reseed part of it or not. We don't know. But I think the rye for sure is doing really well, and it came up and it's beautiful. So that should be some good eats for the chickens. Now, since we've shown you what we got growing and on the inside, let's show you what we got growing on the outside, and these things are looking really good. So this is our garlic bed, and you can see their garlic coming out all over the place. Even though it's been supremely cold and this was covered in snow 4 days ago, but they're going good. They're staying insulated. So super happy. Hopefully we'll have a great garlic harvest we're hoping for. But I tell you, the stars of the show over here are the onions. These onions we got at Dixon Dells, these things have taken off. I mean, when we got them, I got some over here, they were this tall. And now they've grown quite a bit. So I mean, some of these are probably big enough to pick even for green onions at this point. So here pretty soon we're gonna have to start thinning this out. So what we'll do is go in between each row and start picking them, and we'll eat those for green onions, and maybe even this way. And what that will do, will give enough space for the other onions to get bigger and grow larger. So that's what we're looking for. Hopefully they don't grow much more than this right now. I know we're not even halfway through winter yet, so we have plenty of cold weather hopefully to come through. But you know, since it's been so mild, other than just a few times where it's been cold, like we had 5 inches of snow on Wednesday, but now we're in shorts and t-shirts, so who knows. But hopefully pretty soon all that will be over and these things will just grow and grow. Well folks, thanks for coming back, watching our video all the way to the end. We really do appreciate that. If you haven't already checked us out on Facebook or Instagram, those links are down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, there's that button right down there. Click on it, ring that bell so you get notified every time a video comes out. And from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.